What I want to talk about in the brief time we have this afternoon is, what do you aspire to? Maybe it's 18 months from now, maybe it's 2 years from now. I want to be the leading authority for X, whatever that is. I want to be the go-to resource in the marketplace for Y. Top of mind, best choice for Z, whatever that is. I want to take that aspirational brand. Let's put that one up here. That's where we're going. Here's the reality in today's marketplace. Being very, very, very good at what you do, that's the entry fee. Today, that gives you permission to do business in the marketplace. It is no longer a differentiator. It was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We could talk quality and commitment and caring and trust and passion. They are universal today. Business is like high school. As much as we would like to think we have transcended all this, we have not. When given the choice, we do business with people we like and people we trust and people who are funny or people who are pretty. We get all of that. Those clicks persist later on in life, but the question is, how do we help people know you better so they like you better, so they trust you more? The new normal is a marketplace populated by great companies who are smart, who are lean, who are having hard conversations just like this today, because I speak to them all the time. To what question are you the answer? It's not about being online. It's not about having a blog or being on social media. It's about being interesting on social media. It's Saturday morning. My wife's making dinner. We're going to feed everybody and do a big block party. She sends me to the grocery store with a shopping list. I pile the kids in the car. We're pulling out of the driveway, and she comes running out of the house. She goes, whoa, 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 whoa. One more thing. I forgot. On the list, can you please, we need some fresh margarine. And I said, got it. Drove to the store, went and got all the items, came back, put the bag on the counter. And she's pulling stuff out of the bag. And she says, what is this? And I said, this is margarine. And she goes, no, not margarine. Not margarine. Did you not hear me? Marjoram. Marjoram. And of course I said, what is marjoram? Okay, help me out here. Raise your hand if you do not know what marjoram is. Thank you very much. I feel vindicated. And I said, what is marjoram? She goes, oh my God, really? She says, you are 50 years old. You've never heard of marjoram. And I know what you're thinking to yourself. You're thinking, he cannot be 50 years old. I know. That's just. And I said, what is marjoram? And she goes, seriously, it's an herb. It's like oregano, but sweeter. I said, I have never heard of this. I have never in my life heard of this. She goes, all right, let me get this straight. I think you're ahead of me here. She goes, I sent you to the grocery store to pick up some fresh marjoram. What'd you do, buy margarine and look at the expiration date? And I was like, yes. Yes, I did. Ladies, like when you're at the department store and there's all the makeup counters, so there's Estee Lauder and there's Lancome and others. What's different about the women at the Clinique counter? What are they wearing? White lab coats, exactly right. Because of their vast medical training? Seriously, did they go to the Pons Institute? It's an accessory that lends to credibility. And my wife's sitting in the back row thinking to herself, he is not nearly as charming as he thinks he is up there. Is this creepy as hell? It is. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, she has been in the restroom a long time. I hope she's okay in there, right? She's gone. There's a very interesting dynamic that happens when you tell me how many years of combined experience. First of all, you're trying to make yourself look bigger than you are. We already know that. But when you tell me this, the next three things you say go completely unheard. Do you know why? I'm doing math, right? We have over 250 years of combined experience. What we've been able to do, I'm thinking, does that mean there are like 4 guys who've been there for 50 years and like 49 people who just started and then 1 guy who like just got here? No. What if they got 1 really, really old dude and then like a whole bunch? Meanwhile, you're still talking If something requires explanation, you're losing it. What are you doing in your business that not only sets you apart from your competitors, but is so unique to what you do that it's instantly recognizable? It's not always achievable, but it's a great goal to aspire to. What can we do? When I walk into a hotel and I see the chocolate chip cookies, I know I'm at a DoubleTree. If I walk into a room at a traditional hotel and I see a little yellow sticky that looks like it's handwritten, that reminds me that the duvet covers are changed and washed every day, I know I'm in a Hampton Inn. What are you doing that's not just differentiated, but is recognizable? It's what Jim Henson did with the Muppets, right? Puppets probably around for thousands of years in some form, whether it was just a shadow puppet or a fabric or a Punch and Judy with that hard clay head. And he made them squishy and soft and fuzzy and huggable and totally recognizable. It's not a marionette, it's not a puppet, it's a Muppet. Who else does Muppets, by the way? Who else makes Muppets? Correct, that would be nobody. Disney bought them eventually, but once again, doing what other people are doing in a differentiated and recognizable way. It's what Michael Jackson did with the moonwalk, right? Talented kid to be sure, and all of a sudden he's on that Motown 25 special. Everybody wondered what happened to Michael Jackson, and all of a sudden I would do it, but my shoes are a little scuffed up and a trick knee. But, right? A lot of talented dancers, but he did dance moves no one else had ever seen before and became instantly recognizable. Talk about branding. Let's talk about brands. 20 years ago, we understood brands. We grew up understanding brands. It was the cars that we drove and the bicycles that we rode and the breakfast cereal that we bought. And then about 20 years ago, they started talking about brands as it related to sort of business-to-business ventures. And then even individuals, right? All of a sudden, it was the birth of the individual, the personal brand. In my industry, in marketing and public relations, it was as if the clouds had parted. And the angels sang, and we had discovered this amazing new concept that was literally going to transform how we did business, how we marketed our businesses in the future. And then a little bit of time passed, a little analysis, and we came to recognize that it really wasn't anything new at all. It was just sort of a catch-all term for everything that we've always done. Because I think it comes down to this, and I'm not the first to have said this before. I think there's a mistaken belief that everybody's looking to make the best decision possible in purchasing and hiring and contracting. I think the reality is most people are looking to avoid making a bad decision. Quite honestly, I don't want to screw this up. My family's future, my children's future is on the line with the decisions that I make with the professionals in this room. There's so much at stake. What does it take to be the safe choice?
Hi, David Avrin, the Visibility Coach. Where are you going to be June 8th through the 11th? Where else? In Toronto for the $1 Million Roundtable.
So I'm here in Bangalore, India, 18 million.
You know, it astonishes me how often people in business seem to forget the fact that we always have choice.
I'm here on the observation deck of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building here in Dubai. Here in the mountains of central Colorado, camping out here with my son.
I'm actually here in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
What are you doing to create a remarkable experience? It's a surfer's paradise, about an hour outside of Brisbane, Australia.